Hey folks, Landstryder here, and this is episode 14 in my post-Finem spoiler series. Today we're going to be looking at getting our village set up, and apparently I'm interacting with the... yeah, put that way. Today we're going to be looking at getting that village set up that we powered through to get our wand of summoning last episode, but we kind of got ahead of ourselves quite a bit because there's some other things that I need to do before I'm really ready to have that village. So one of the things I need to do is I want to get together a digital miner. And the reason I want to do that is because I can use that digital miner to clear off and make a nice level area for my village. So hopefully I've got the majority of the parts that I need to make all this. So let's check it out. We're going to need to get in a bunch of stuff. We're going to need a casing, of course. Might need more than one of those, I'm not sure. We're going to need a couple of these logistics sorters, and these things don't stack, so yeah, they don't stack. We're going to need to make a robot. Let's make these teleportation cores too. These are quite expensive. Diamonds, gold, lapis aren't too bad. Atomic alloy is kind of expensive. I'm missing the atomic alloy, but I should. Is that what I'm missing? No. What am I missing? The lapis. Okay, let's see if I got some lapis over here. 4, and I need 2 of them. So I need 8 total. So hopefully I haven't forgotten too much, and it shouldn't take me too long to get those. Missing bits. So I need 2 of these teleportation cores. And then finally I need the robot, which I actually need the robot for a quest anyway, so that's good that I'm going to do that. In advanced tech, it's asking us to make a robot. Just need a friend. So I was tempted to make 2 of these because I'm going to keep one around, but maybe I'll do that off camera after I make the one for the digital miner. We could use a buddy. So let's look at this. This is going to require an electric chest. So we need one of those. It's also going to take a couple of energy tablets. So I think I've made up all the parts for this in advance. Yeah, so I need 2 of these. And then finally, that's pretty much it. But this one's not going to shift click in because of the non-stacking issue with NEI. So energy tablets don't stack. Neither does this chest. We need an alloy. I hope I have enough of those. 2 refined obsidian. Remember, I made those in the obsidian compressor. So there we go. There's our robot. Hopefully that counted. Yes, we're good. So, I think I'm going to take this atomic alloy because that's a pain to make. So, yeah, that seems to be a good deal. And then if I was short, I'm not now. That's for sure. So now I think I got all this stuff. We just need to put our logistics sorter, all this stuff in the slots where it goes. And we should get, ta-da, a digital miner. And these things are pretty nice. So let's, oh yeah, I got a death point over there because when I was exploring, I was trying to explore the area a little bit. Actually, let me get my armor and stuff on and drop off all these extra materials that I'm not using now. Hopefully we're done with the majority of this for the moment. Oh, and I got a full heart, so eat that. Yeah. That I usually keep with me, just in case. Put those away, that away, that away. Have space in there. We're gonna have to go to a applied logistics system pretty soon for our storage, because this either that or upgrade these again. Which I'd rather just go to a applied logistics system, honestly. So I'll see. If I look at my map, get an idea of where I was going to put it. I was thinking about going over this area. Oh no, it was up here. We're close where the death point was at. It was up here because it's a pretty big, decent area that doesn't have too many rivers or lakes in it. And if I remember to put my armor on, there we go. I can fly over this way. And what happened with that death that I had when I was exploring is there is a abandoned mine shaft over here. It's Oh, I don't think I've cleared this village out yet, so that might have to happen. But the abandoned mineshaft's actually pretty close to the center where I want to put the village. And let's see, where is it at? It was, yeah, right here. Here it is, big hole. So when you're traveling around, you may run across some of these holes down into the ground, like this one. Now, there is an occasional bug that all the wooden parts won't get removed, and then there'll be a bunch of wooden stuff down here. It's not that big of a deal, really. Oh, what's this over here? How's that uranium? Some uranium growing. I don't know what that is. But anyway, what happened for the death? As you can see, this big kind of blown out hole right here. There was a spawner. Sorry, that jet engine's loud. There was a spawner. There's like these special spawners because of Deadly Worlds that will pop up a TNT when you get too close to them. And that's what happened. The TNT didn't get me, but then as I went in to pick up all the bits and pieces, parts that it had, you know, all the rock and stuff that it caused to drop. Let me get rid of that spider before. Oh, yeah. As I went in to pick up all the pieces of rock that it dropped and such, that lava poured down on my head, and I died because of overheating. It took my temperature up to like 130, like real fast, because I was actually in the lava for just a second, and that was not a good thing. So it's nighttime. That's not good. I wonder if I can steal one of these guys' bed. I get close enough without taking too much, without taking heat. Oh, I'm on the wrong side. Give me your bed. Thank you. We'll fly over here, get out of there. Oh, that guy's not going to die when the sun comes up. I'll just get rid of him real fast. And I'll have to remember to make sure that I sleep in my bed back at the base as soon as I get another chance, so that my spawn's not reset again. Actually, if I just break that, my spawn will go back to the world spawn. Okay, so well, we got another burning mob over here, so let's get rid of him. Okay, so say I want my village to be approximately here. Approximate center, pretty close to the spot right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put down this digital miner. Yeah, there he goes. And then that's going to allow me to dig up the material. So if I wanted to say, we config it, and we're going to go maximum radius 32. But instead of going all the way down to bedrock, we're actually going to start at our current Y level. Our current Y level is 78. So if we config that and we go the minimum of 78, and then we go up, we actually probably want to come down to this level right down here. Whatever level this is. What is this level? 73. Okay, that'll work. That spider is making me nervous, but it doesn't seem to be aggroing, so probably because it's daylight. So let's actually go down to, we'll say 72 just to be safe. Oh, we gotta raise our maximum first. We'll go up to 256. We'll just go up to the maximum height there. Down to 72. We're gonna put a new filter in, and we're just gonna say everything. So that's everything. So it will just clear every bit of everything. Hopefully it won't clear itself. I didn't even think about that. Hopefully it won't clear itself, but then yeah, we're gonna need to make sure. Actually, we might need to do some blacklisting. So we'll come back to reconfiguring this in a little bit. Right now, I have an issue of I need to get energy to this thing. There's a couple ways I could do that. I could make an energy cell and bring it over here and power it up that way. But what I'd really like to have is from Ender.io the dimensional transceiver. And that's going to require us getting into some other quests that we haven't done yet, which is these ones right here, the slice and splice. We're going to have to start by getting the slice and splice. Let's, actually the death point can mark that close enough. We're good there. Let me get back to base, which was this way, I hope. Actually, it's over this. Check my map, make sure I'm going the right direction here. Not quite. It's that way. Past the snow-covered mountain. Boy, that thing's got a lot of snow on it, because every time it snows, the snow builds up a little bit and a little bit, and the snow will actually kind of fall down the hill slowly. So we can just turn our jetpack off and fall into the water. Alright. Okay, so we got to get together a slice and splice, first of all. So that is going to require, right here, it'll require any kind of monster head or player head. Some shears, some solarium. Solarium is gold and soul sand. I don't know if I have any of that made up yet or not. I do not. So I should have some soul sand saved. I do. I'm going to go ahead, put that in there, and then we just need some gold. Let's see how much gold we have. I don't have a ton, but let's go ahead and we'll get that started, and then while that's going, I can go ahead and get some gold out and make a few more ingots. Ooh, I don't really have that much right now. Let me my igneous extruder is going. I just haven't been logged in too much in order to get that buildup of material. So this is not a continuously running world. So we're also going to need some iron to make the axe and shears. We should need some sticks as well. We're going to need an axe and a pair of shears. And in fact, I'm going to go ahead and make a second axe and pair of shears, because once I get this machine actually built, it's going to require an axe and a shear in order to operate. So I should have enough solarium now. I do. To make this, except I need to get a machine chassis and a head. Let's see if I have a spare machine chassis anywhere. I do. Have a couple of those. And some kind of a head. I've got more zombie heads than anything else, so I think I'm going to use one of the zombie heads. And that should... Oops, not going to go in there like that. Or either that or I'm missing some materials. What am I missing? Oh yeah, because these don't stack. Stacking issue. There we go. There's my slice and splice. Alright, we're going to go put this over here in the big lab. And I'm kind of running out of space there, but what I could do is I could go ahead and run this up like so, except I need some power cables, conduits. And that would be the middle tier ones. I'm pretty sure is one of them I'm using. Yes. Okay. Is that gonna affect? I think it would. Yeah, be able to see it from the outside, so I don't really want to put it there. But I'm going to put a power conduit there and a power conduit here. And we're going to put our splice right here. Alright. As you can see, it does take the axe and the shear that I put in there a minute ago. Now, that should have, oops, make sure that it did complete my quest. It did. We could pick some kind of heart or half, or some kind of a head or a half heart. I have one of each of these already, so that's not a big deal. So I'm going to go ahead and claim the half a heart. And then we're going to be able to have a bunch of quests opened up. Ooh. But this is my goal right here, is to get the dimensional transceiver. So in order to do that, we're going to need to do some soul binding. So we need to make a soul vial. A soul vial is made with fused quartz and solarium. So do I have? Yes, I do. Some fused quartz and solarium, and this thing works pretty much just like a reusable Safari net. Except that maybe it's not quite as overpowered because you can't throw it into an auto spawner. And you can use it to change a Ender IO spawner, but it's a little more complicated than just throwing it into an auto spawner. So, well, that should have completed a quest, right? Or completed a part of a quest. Now we need to actually make the soul binder. So we need the soul binder. So we need one of each of those kind of heads, and we're going to need an Enderman head. Now, fortunately, I added a recipe that allows you to just craft the Enderman head, because the Endermen are kind of rare, and that can be extremely difficult to get them to drop their head. So I didn't want that to be a big hold-up. But you do have to craft a head, and they're kind of expensive. You need some eyes of Ender, some bones, some leather. So eyes of Ender is going to be blaze powder and ender pearls. So we just take 1, 2 of those. We don't need that third one. And then we need some leather and bone. Now I have one piece of bone, that's it. No leather. I swore that I had leather in here somewhere. Not in there. No, I don't have leather. Okay, well that's okay, because I can craft that. Hopefully that won't take too long. We're getting them kind of sidetracked because I want to get that village, but there's not going to be too much to do or show you once that village is done, other than just here's village. And let's look at a couple of the guys that spawn in with it. So I need some leather, which is Shikimic acid, theorine, and cysteine was going to make something. Keratin. So I need this first. Okay, so let's throw this in there. I need a bunch of carbon, a bunch of hydrogen. And finally, we should be able to make our soul binder, or our Enderman head. Whoops. Enderman head. Make that. Now we take and make our soul binder. Uh-oh, I'm missing something. What am I missing? Oh, I need all the other heads out of here. You do not want to allow these heads to be on your hotbar, because they will drive you insane. It's not smart to walk around with decapitated heads in your hand. Just a warning for you guys. So there we go, we got our soul binder. And I guess I'm going to put this one on top of there. Why not? Alright. So now that I got that, let's make sure that counted for our quest real quick. It did. Alright, we can get a bottle of solarium block. Or I can get a soul vial that probably has something in it if I'm looking at it correctly. Or I get another half a heart. And I'm overheating, so let's go get some water. And I'm probably overheating because of my oh, well, I'm still wearing my armor, so let's actually take that off. Is this thing, that thing could use a couple bits of water. It won't allow you to overfill it, so there we go. I'll put my glass bottle back in there. I think I'm done with his heads for the moment, so I'll drop them back in a box somewhere, and these bones. Alright. Back to what I was about to do. I already made that, and we needed to pick our reward. Oops, wrong book. Put that away. Pick our reward. I'm actually going to go with a soul vial. Yeah. I believe that's going to give me a soul vial with Enderman in it. Yes. Now I got 2 of them, which is good. That saves me from having to go out and find Enderman and capture them with a soul vial. I would have got 1 of them at least automatically. But since I think I'm actually going to need 2 of those to make the next part. Whoops. Whoops. Just wasting my ammo. I can now make the remote everything. So now I'm ready to make the dimensional transceiver. I should have everything I need to do this. Dimensional transceiver. So I'm going to need an ender resonator. So that needs another enderman head. I'm going to need an ender crystal. That is done in the soul binder with a vibrant crystal. So we're going to need 2 vibrant crystals. We're going to take our 2 soul vials that we already got with enderman in it. And we're going to toss those in there with, I guess it won't let me put 2 in them. This requires experience. Oh shoot, I forgot. And I don't have enough experience right now. I really need to make myself an experience farm at some point here, because there's going to be some things, especially as I'm getting up into the advanced stuff, that I'm going to need experience to do. So I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to go hunting and just get a bunch of experience and then come back once I'm ready to do all of that. Let's put this in here and take those. These heads actually should go in this chest. Keep extra leather sticks, solarium gold. Okay. Alright guys, I'll be back in a minute after I gather enough experience to get all this done. Alright, I'm back. I've already gone ahead and done one of those, but then I had to go out and get some more experience. It's easier to do a little bit of experience at a time, and I'm ready to do the second one. So once I have enough experience, all I gotta do is click this button and it'll go ahead and absorb that experience off of me, off the player. You can also pipe it in using the experience obelisk. I think that's what it's called. No, there it is. Yeah, the experience obelisk, which you can use to store your levels, which is a really nice thing. I probably should make one at some point. But now I go ahead and get my soul vials back. You don't lose your soul vials, which is nice. And I've got my ender crystals. So the other thing I need to make this is going to be some ender resonators. So I need my ender heads, some solarium, and some vibrant alloy. Ooh. I don't think I have the vibrant alloy ready to go, do I? I do. Okay, good. Some solarium, and what was the rest? Silicon. Okay. Silicon. There we go. Come on back over here. And if you shift click into this, it'll only go into the proper slot. So we do that, and it'll go ahead and absorb those items. Let's go ahead and get the second one ready. And as soon as that pops out of there, we got our first ender resonator. Good. So we're going to need to, we're also going to need an octadic capacitor. Well, I think I've got a stack of capacitors over here, a stack of basic capacitors, and we can upgrade them. Well, not a full stack anyway, but you know. I'm going to need some energetic alloy. I'm also going to need some coal. Some powdered coal, I think it is, to upgrade these. Let me double check that. Well, I need some glowstone, and then I'm also going to need some, coal powder. Okay, so glowstone. And I think I need a total of, I need 2 of those, so I need at least 2, oops, at least 2 glowstones. I'm also going to need the coal powder. I don't think I have any pre-made. Yeah. Easy enough to solve. And so I had to make some more, to make the more ender heads, so I had to make more leather. And we'll just go ahead and grind those up. I also added dark steel balls to this so that I get a much better result whenever I'm using it, which is good. So I get extra materials out of it. It probably is possible to make a material loop using this. I'm not too concerned about it. It gives me a bunch of sulfur that I don't really need. And plenty of coal powder. Okay. So I need to first of all... Whoops. Capacitors. Well, they're not on this page. First I need to make 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Which should be able to give me 2 of these. 1 and 2. Okay. And then finally, if I've got everything, I don't, apparently. What I miss? Oh, I need to go get the... I don't think these things stack. Let me try that again. I need the steel. I need the steel out of here. The electrical steel. There it is. Let's try that one more time. Oh, there it goes. Dimensional transceiver. And that should complete us our quest. Very nice. I get some more ender crystals. Probably not a big deal at this point. Some diamond blocks. So I'm going to go with the ender crystals. Yeah. And I did a bunch of killing, so let's, I should probably check to see if any of my extra lives are open yet. No, does not look like it. This would be the... No, yeah, that would be the... I only killed 20 out of 50. Okay, so yeah, I was killing some pigmen over at one of the little pigmen villages in order to get the stuff, in order to get the experience that I need to do this. So let's make our second one. There we go. Okay, and on my dimensional transceiver, I wanted to have pretty much maximum power access. So I wanted to go somewhere on this green line here. In fact, we're going to put it right there. There we go. And that should give it maximum access to energy. Now, I forget, these things have such an interesting new way to configure them. Wow, it's got a lot more things here than I'm used to. So we need to give it, let's just say, we're just going to call it land. Give it that land channel, and it's going to be able to send on that channel. Okay. Hopefully that's all I needed to do on this end. I said it's been a little while since I used these, and the interface has changed, so I probably can put these extras away before I head over there and sleep off the night. It's going to be another important thing to do. What else can I stick in there? Nothing. That's empty. That's full now. That's full now. I'm going to have to put some stuff that's not metal in here just to get it out of my inventory. You see I've got myself a bunch of ammo because I was out hunting. I had to make more. My pack could use a little charging before I go over there. Whoops. My atomic disassembler, I was using that to tear down some pigment houses. So that should just charge up here in a second. After everything else is charged, I guess. There it goes. Okay, we're good. We're all charged up now. And we're ready to head over to the location. Fortunately, it's not too far. You can actually fly a little bit faster by sprinting while you're flying. Yeah, this is the village that I tore down. I left one spawner just so I could farm it for experience. I'm probably going to need to get rid of that. Alright. The other way that I could possibly keep this thing from tearing itself up in the process of mining is to actually put it below the level that I'm trying to clear off. We're not going to worry about that just yet. So usually when I do this, I just put the transceiver on the rear of it, right there, and I need to configure this transceiver, I believe. So we're going to go energy, we're going to go land receive. Now it should be getting energy. Yes, we're getting energy. Good. And if I come over here and look inside here, we should be getting, yes, we now have energy here. And we can go ahead and actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to configure it slightly different than what I had it. In fact, I didn't even actually add the filter that we had. So what I want to do is I want to tell it, or dictionary, star Minecraft star. Is that going to give me anything? No. Actually, let's go back. It's not an or dictionary that I want. I think it's a mod ID. How about if we go Minecraft? That way, it'll just pick up all the vanilla blocks. Maybe. No, it doesn't seem to. It doesn't, I've never had really good luck with the mod ID filter. Let's go back to the or dictionary again. All right, star. Stone. Does that give me anything? Yes, that gives me stone. Okay. We're also gonna we're gonna save that. A new filter. I'm gonna do another or dictionary. I'm gonna go star OBSID. So I can't spell. But that gets me the obsidian. Save that. The only other thing I might want is to put limestone on there for sure. Limestone, gravel, and config that again. New filter or dictionary. Or I could do it like this. I could just pick up one of these, pick up one of these, and pick up one of these. What is this? Dorite. And we go config. I'm gonna try the mod ID again because this is chisel. If we do star S chisel star, does that give me anything? No. So I don't know what the mod ID is for that. Either that or I'm not doing something right. I could do material and say just give me all the stuff that's stone or marble. Save. And see what that does. In fact, let's actually go ahead and with those filters, let's go ahead and run it and see what's left. Oop, actually, we want to get the gravel too. So we'll get the config. We'll add one more new filter. We'll say item stack. And what this one will do is it'll only specifically pull up the stuff that you put in that slot. So if I have the item, I can tell it to go ahead and give me more of it. So give me all the gravel as well. Okay. Back and let's start it. There's a lot of blocks to mine. That's a whole lot of blocks to mine. But you see, it did get granite already, so that must be the material ID is working for me there. So the only other thing I need to do is I need to upgrade this thing. So we're going to have to make some upgrades, make this faster, because otherwise it's going to be extremely slow in order to get this area cleared off. And I want to get it done for this episode. So let's go make some upgrades. And we'll put those in there and see if we can get it going super fast. Or much faster anyway than what it's going. And get that area cleared down and leveled using the digital miner. Alright, so I'm going to put my camelback back on just because. We'll go ahead and toss these materials in there, I hope. Oh, nope. Break that down. Break that down. Okay, so we need some upgrades for our mechanism stuff. Now, upgrades. We've got a bunch of different upgrades from different mods that do different things. But what we're looking for is the the mechanism ones. There's only 3 or 4 of them. 4 of them. So we want some speed upgrades. So we're going to need some enriched alloy, some osmium dust, and for the energy upgrades, we're going to want those too. We need 8 and 8 because that is the maximum that each machine can hold. So we want each of these to be 8. The filter upgrade and the gas upgrade do not apply to the digital miner, so we can only use these 2 different ones. So I'm going to go ahead and throw these together real quick, and I'll be back. Alright, I'm headed back over there. I've got my speed upgrades and energy upgrades. And we just gotta get back over to the digital miner. It probably hasn't done too much in the time that it took me to make that stuff. Let's check it out. Now what I can also do is I could have this thing send these items into the dimensional receiver. I think I'd like to do that. So let's go ahead and I'm just going to give it another simple name channel, and we're going to go send, because over here make sure that we're on the item tab, so it should send items now to the land channel. And what I need to do is click this up here for upgrades. I'm going to go ahead and drop my energy upgrades in first. That way I get the efficiency first. So this is going to cause it to use less energy. If you watch this, it should go down each time it adds an upgrade in from the slot. So we get down to, it gets pretty cheap after you get all the upgrades in. 13 or something? I guess that's it, 13. But now we're going to put the speed back in, and that's going to start making the energy usage go back up, because each speed upgrade causes it to use more energy. And I think we should be okay with our big reactor over there powering this. You can see it's starting to get up there. Now I also want to go ahead and, yeah, so there we go. Now we're actually pulling up quite a bit of blocks quite quickly now. So if we go ahead and tell it to auto eject, it should be auto ejecting into the dimensional transceiver, and you see that it is. It's actually got a buffer here in the transceiver. And we go over to the other side, get back over to the base real quick. We'll see that I should be able to set the other one to receive those items and then funnel them into either a chest or just take and send them straight to the decomposer if I wanted. Which might be the way to go, straight into the decomposer. There's none of that stuff. Yeah, actually I think that would be the way to go, right into the decomposer. I actually put the... Where did I end up putting? Oh, it's transceiver's way over there. Yeah, that's not going to work out. Let's give ourselves a chest then. Guess I'm going to make a new chest and give it an iron upgrade. And that should help out a bit. So, new chest with upgraded with iron. There we go. Over here. I'm just going to put that there, and then I'm going to tell this to, on the items, we'll go ahead and receive. Okay, so then I can configure this, just like I can any other Ender IO thing, and tell it to push. I'm not getting anything yet. I'm not sure why we're not getting anything yet. Always active. I think it should be working. Nothing showing up here though. Oh, I bet I know why. Because I left over there. I don't have nothing to load that area over there. So if I'm not over there, it's not going to work. I'm just far enough away. Probably just far enough away that it isn't going to load it. So let me head back over there. We should be able to see from that end that the items are disappearing at least. And they should be going back into that chest. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, this is, I think I got them just a little bit too far apart. So I'm thinking I need them both ends need to be loaded. That's a bit of an issue. So if I look back here, actually I think I'm okay because I think that over there is in the spawn chunks. So as you can see, the items are exiting and it is still receiving power over here. So I think we'll be okay. Now, the next thing is I gotta wait until it gets all of these items picked up. So that's going to be a little bit. But I wonder where it's actually working at right now. It'd be nice to see where it's actually doing its work. It's hard to say. I can't see it specifically, but I know it's around here somewhere. That it's working to clean up all this mess. And level this area out. What I can do is I could turn visualization on. Where's that at? Visuals on. This is the area that it's actually going to flatten out. Now this is not big enough for the village. I'm actually going to need to run this thing a few times. So that's going to take quite a while. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to, in a minute here, probably going to take a big jump cut and come back after I've run this a few times and moved it around. So I'm actually going to run it 9 times. This is the center of the village here. I'm going to move it over that way until I'm at a point where I can, clean off a big area. Move it that way. Basically, I'm going to do this in 8 more times after it finishes this center area. For a total of 32 times 3 would be 96. My 96 square area flattened out. Yeah. So it's going to take a little while. I'm going to get a lot of materials, which I think I might end up changing the position of that. I don't know, how much power is this actually using right now? Ooh, it's using like a 1.3 kRF, so yeah, if I want to send that right into the decomposer, I'm probably going to use a bunch. I'm probably just shift it over from where it's at. Ship it over from where it's at, and it will all the way over to the decomposer using item conduits. Because I need that medium tier conduit in order to be able to power this, at least. Also wondering if my big reactor is going to keep up with that. Let's turn those visuals off because they get annoying. And one more thing before I do my jump cut. I'm going to kill this gas spawner. We don't need this. We don't need that. Oh, not killed it really quick. Oh, I forgot. I forgot those blow up. That's okay though. I got a bunch of stuff out of there. And some seeds and some other stuff. Yeah, be careful of those. And I can clear out some of this all these clouds, because I know the thing is not going to pick up the clouds. So I'm unless I program it additionally to pick the clouds up, which I might. I think this is the only one I got to deal with though in the area. So these things are basically useless. These clouds, unfortunately. I suppose I could add a decomposing recipe to give them like maybe a little bit of maybe you get a little bit of water out of them. It'd probably be about the only thing you should get out of clouds. So maybe I'll do that in the next update. I'll put it on my list of things to update. So guys, yeah, I guess I'll be back in just a moment after I've cleared out a big giant honking area. So back in a moment, guys. Alright folks, I'm back. I just brought the digital miner and the dimensional transceiver back, and we're going to head back over there. Now, something I noticed, oh there's one right there. Something I've noticed is I've started to get butterflies in my area, and I think that is primarily because of my flower garden over here. I've noticed them in here in the greenhouse a couple times, and then I've also noticed them popping up out here once in a while. I thought that was pretty neat. I might have to make a net and start collecting them, and maybe make a butterfly collection. I think that would be pretty cool. So let's head over here, and you can see that I actually ended up having to go deeper than I originally said. Now, I originally was going to go down to 72, but then I actually made a discovery that I had not realized, that the villages for millenary villages only recognize area that is between ground that they can build on that is between sea level and 69. So they don't go up very high. They can't be up in the mountains. So since I was up at 72, it wouldn't build the first time I attempted this. So I had to come back and actually level it down even further. And I just decided to come down to about 63, which happens to be the level right above the water, the rivers that are running through this general area. So now that that's all done, and as I said, many hours later, I just went ahead and set up the digital miner and went AFK or watched a video or whatever while the client stayed running in the background until we got it done. But here we are. We're ready to do this. And I'm going to get myself a Mayan village the first time. When I click on this, there is actually a few different choices here. We're going to go with... there's 3 different Mayan villages I could choose from, right? Yeah, I'm just going to go with the first one and see what happens. Couldn't find space for town hall. Really? Really? Why? Okay, maybe it has something to do with all these various other modded blocks. That's the only thing I can imagine. So now it's nighttime, so there's going to be a bunch of mobs coming after me. So there's one more thing I'm going to have to make, I think, in order to get this done. Shucks. Alright, I'll be back in a moment. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and put it together and show you the recipe. I think you might even know what I'm going to go for here, and that is going to be the exchanger. Yes, we can make a redstone or a resonant exchanger. So let me go get that done and exchange all that material, and I will be back in a moment. Alright, I'm back again, and I think I've made everything I need in order to put together my redstone exchanger, which is actually a quest anyway. If we go in here, advanced tech, you see that's actually a quest to get that. So if I go ahead and take 2 basic capacitors, an ender resonator, vibrant alloy, and an ender crystal, I'm going to get my redstone exchanger. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead. I'm actually going to take the enderium, I guess. Alright, we'll put that away since I actually already have. Actually, I'm going to need a couple of that. I need 2 of that at least for the next stage because I want to upgrade this thing right away. Oh, and it gave me an extra flux capacitor. I actually made 2 resonant flux capacitors while I was making them because I wanted to upgrade this, and then I wanted to have one to take power with me. You can see that the recipe is got several stages that you can go through. Had to make some pyrotheum. I had to make some enderium, some electrum. Used up a couple diamonds, some tin, some invar. The lower stages are not too bad, and there's a good use for that sulfur that I'm always getting. But let's see. We want to upgrade our exchanger to the resonant version. So we're going to do that. We're going to take an ion ender, and we're going to take one of these empty flux capacitors and go ahead and just upgrade that right now. Then I'm going to come over here. I'm going to come back up there and stand on that in a second to recharge, but I'm going to come over here to this chest that's full of all kinds of cobblestone. I'm going to just use cobblestone. And charge up. That should charge my armor, my tools. It should charge the resonant exchanger. It should even charge both of these flux capacitors. In fact, actually, let me take and make one of these flux capacitors here. I'll just hold on to the one that's already charged. And if I go ahead and shift right click, that actually turns the resonant flux capacitor on. And while it's on, as long as it's on and it's in your hotbar, it will charge up other devices in your inventory and keep your armor and all that stuff charged from its power first, which would be nice. So we're going to be charging this up. It holds 10 million, so that's going to take a second. Alright guys, well I'm going to let this charge up, and then I'm going to go over and I'll start exchanging stuff, and we'll see if we can't fix that issue with the village. Okay, I'm all charged up. I got a decent amount of cobblestone in my inventory and my resonant exchanger. If I shift a right click on that, that should set it. Should set it to cobblestone. It does. Okay, and there's a way to change the size of this. How do I do that? Is it shift tab? No. I think I might need to check the options and the controls real quick. So cycle item mode, that's probably what I need to do. Is I need to set a key for this. So what can I do? Key for this, about N. I'm not using N for anything else apparently. That'll work. So now if I hit N, what have a shift N? No, it's not working. No, it's not. Is it shift left click? No. How do I change this? While sneaking, okay, I chose the source. Okay. Maybe it's the other option on the controls. Empower quell item. We'll try that one. We'll set that one to N and we'll reset that one. Cycle item mode. Okay. Okay, I'm back after a very nasty crash loop that I just induced. By the way, and I was being silly too because I was trying to set the wrong keys. Those keys actually don't matter at all. In fact, this one can be set to none. I had to go into the actual text configuration file and remove that button 1 from right there because otherwise it would send the client to a crash loop every time I tried to log back into the game. And this is Endertech. It's not COFH anyway. So the key that I was looking for is page up and page down. There we go. Page up, page down. Give me my maximum size. And then I can do this. The gravel probably wasn't important. Why did it not change that? Oh, because I had no space in my inventory, I'm guessing? There we go. Just throw it out on the ground. I don't care about it. Awesome. Apparently it needs to have some space for it to work. I should have, let's see. Give myself a quick slot by reloading the gun. And then just get back to this. And probably out of inventory space again for new items. Let me keep working the immediate area around here. That should work. I really need to get rid of the chisel stuff, the chisel rock, most importantly. I think this is what's blocking it. And if I could just get enough. Okay, magnet. I don't actually need you right this minute. In fact, I need you to not pick up stuff right this minute. Okay, let me, in fact, I don't even care about that thing. Get rid of it. There we go. Oh, wow, that's cool. I did not realize that I got the bees when I used the atomic disassembler, so I guess I don't need a net for those. That'll be helpful in the future. Go over here, get rid of some of this stuff. Alright, I think I have enough area. Let's try this again. If it doesn't work, then I'm afraid I'm going to have to come back once I figure out what the heck the problem is. So, Come on. Mayan village. Could not find space. Ay, 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 ay. I don't know. I don't know what the issue is. I've never had this problem before. But, just so I can have a village, I'm gonna head over here and just try it. Just try it over here. I can always make another village if this one doesn't work out. I come, well, we gotta find a nice lowland area. It's not occupied by something nasty. That's an accident waiting to happen. Actually, it probably is okay if it's occupied by some of this nasty stuff. Here's a nice lowland area. I don't know what that was. There's probably a spawner underground right there. A nasty one, I would assume. And I'm just gonna try it up here. What the heck? Go. And apparently it works. And I got a Mayan village. Okay, well. All that work, and then all I need to do is just come over here and put it down. Sounds like it killed the spawner. That's good. They've destroyed one of the pigment villages to make way for one of their buildings. That's nice. It's nice of them. I kind of want those. I don't want those rubies or those emeralds. Give me those emeralds. All right, guys. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to do something. Yeah, we'll give her that fire. I'm just gonna have to do something to protect them over here because there's lots of nasty stuff around, and I'm gonna have to help them level out their area a bit. But definitely no time. Oops, bumped my mic. Sorry about that. Definitely no time for that this episode. So we're gonna have to actually get into interacting with these guys and doing something with them next episode. Sorry for the derpiness, and I'm gonna do some research and see why it didn't work over there. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I enjoyed making it. If you did, be sure and leave a like, comment, thumbs up. This wand is supposed to disappear when I use it, but I don't know why it didn't. Oh well. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and thumbs up. And until next time, I will catch you later.